What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I want to reveal to you all two enemies that you may have missed from the Invoker trailer. Are they going to be mini bosses? Are they going to be bosses? Do these two enemies have you hyped because you want to know more about them? So without any further ado, bro sis, let's jump into the juice. First off, let's talk about the Infector-like enemies. We've seen this enemy all over Geisha, and we all are familiar with their movesets. I'm not sure if this kind of Infector is going to have the same moves. All I know is that they have different skins, and they kind of still look like pushovers. They don't seem to be really difficult, just like the potheads. These guys we have seen plenty of times in the trailer, and they seem to have the biggest weak spots in the game. I should call them the crab potheads because they kind of do resemble crabs. They move like crabs. So the crab pothead seems to be getting the treatment of the Bruin Blade of the King. That is an enemy from Awakened King. And in that DLC, the Bruin Blade of the King was a mini boss of his own dungeon, but he also was kind of dummied down into an aberration. I'm kind of feeling like Gunfire has done similar treatment to the potheads and the stone guys. Now the stone guy, we've seen them plenty of times too. They have a weak spot in the belly, and when they're in groups, they look like they can be some trouble. So just be careful of that. Arms length away when you see these enemies. The stone enemies have a mini boss version, which is called the Stone Warden, which is obviously pointed out that he's going to be a mini boss in the trailer because you can see the health bar, and you can also see the fog red aura at the door. So this is clear as day that the stone guys are going to be lesser enemies, but they're also going to have a mini boss version and the Stone Warden. Now the crab pothead, you kind of have to dig deeper for their boss version. This is one of the secret bosses that I was talking about in the beginning of the video that kind of piqued my interest because this guy looks to be an interesting boss fight. It's not going to be like the Defiled Altar and the Awakened King, or it's not going to be like the Root Nexus and the Vanilla Remnant 2. You know, we have these big, huge bosses that tend to just do nothing but spawn ads, but it looks like the crab potheads are going to have a boss version, and he's going to do a lot more than spawn ads, it looks like. And if you pay close attention to the flash that they gave us, you can see that he does kind of look like a pot. That is why I'm thinking that he's getting the treatment of the Bruin Blade of the King, and he's going to have the lesser version, but also be a mini boss for the DLC. Now, if this is true, if the crab pothead is turned into a boss, that means that I have given you two bosses so far. We have the Stone Warden, and then we have the crab pothead times 50,000, okay? Let's continue on to talk about what I believe is the stone version of Slink. And Remnant from the Ashes, Slink was an aerial type enemy. He was a lesser enemy that kind of just fell over once you got him down. Kind of like the firebirds that kind of fly in Geisha. Once you shoot them once, they kind of just die. But this time, he has been buffed. Slink has some stone armor, and he has a new moveset, which looks pretty dope as well. You want to be careful of this enemy. Not sure if he's going to be a lesser enemy or an aberration. Not too sure at the moment, but his moveset does seem to be complex enough to be an aberration. He obviously is going to have some aerial attacks, but he also has a nosedive attack where he swoops down, lands, and let off a screech kind of resembling the screech that Ravager lets off. It does have the same effect, so if you're caught in this screech, you're going to be stun locked. Not too sure what else he's going to do, but he's looking to be interesting fight, all right? I'm not going to say challenging because I don't know how your builds are looking, but he's looking to be an interesting fight. Another interesting fight, which I'm sure is going to be an aberration, is the birth child of Cancer and the root enemy on Earth that I can't find the name of, but it's like a flower type enemy. You want to be careful of this enemy because it looks like it may have some ranged attacks and also some melee attacks. If you look closely at this enemy, there are stones hovering over its head, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a move that allows them to throw those stones at you. All in all, this enemy does look pretty cool, and I can't wait to experience their move set. Now, if I'm correct, we should be on our last enemy, which I feel like may be the third boss for the DLC. Now, this enemy didn't have a clear picture, bro. I did not know what to make of this enemy, but he does have the potential of being an aberration or a boss. I don't know, man. Looking at this enemy, I don't believe I've seen him anywhere else in the game besides from Remnant from the Ashes. Now, in that game, there were enemies like the Pan-Kin Killer, which they have like these helmets with horns. They look like horses, and this enemy in the picture kind of looks like their cousin, or they have some relation, okay? It looks like they're wearing a helmet with horns. They're looking like they're using weapons that would be utilized by the enemies in Remnant from the Ashes. So I don't know, man. This enemy is tripping me up, man, because again, I don't know if this is a boss. I don't know if this is a mini boss. Maybe it's just an aberration. But man, he does look cool. It looks like he has two heads, like I said before, two sets of weapons. I can't wait. Maybe this is just he doesn't look like the stone guys. He does not look like the stone guys. So I think this is a new enemy. I don't know if this is another boss. If you go back into the Awakened King templates for the bosses, they brought 4 new bosses. If you want to count the Defiled Altar as a boss, they brought 4 bosses into the Awakened King with the Sunken Witch and the Brewing Blade of the King, and then the Undying King. In the Forgotten Kingdom, we may be getting the Crab Pothead times 50,000, the Stone Warden, Lydusa, and this guy, maybe? I don't know, man. I don't know. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts about whether or not you feel like this is a boss. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss about the enemies from the Forgotten Kingdom. Let me know how excited you all are about jumping into this next DLC. I cannot wait, man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed the vibe, and comment down below. Don't forget, talk to me, talk to me. I'll see you all in the next one, baby. Peace and one love.